I just want to thank all of our panelists here in the room. And thanks to all of you who witnessed. This was our first time to ever do something like this, so I appreciate your patience and us working out the bugs, because hopefully this is something we can do every year and get it larger. We have folks in Australia we want to start bringing into, so just know that around the world, I think we hit on it yesterday, that you might feel so isolated at times, but the community is large, and we are trying so hard to bring you all together to know that you're not alone, and that's part of why we're all here. So I just want to thank the panelists so much for being here today. And we are going to quickly switch over really fast, and I'm going to let you all sit down. You don't have to be on the front lines anymore. Real fast to kind of wrap up this morning, and before we all leave on our respected journeys. Our Thomas Jefferson University social workers, who I think many of you spent lots of time with yesterday, I'm going to ask Brittany Stevens to come up, and she is going to just kind of do a quick touch base debrief, make sure everyone leaves in a good place, a good space. We don't ever want anyone to leave overwhelmed. And so she's just going to come up real briefly, touch base, and then I'll come back and we will say our, not goodbyes, but see you laters. So Brittany, I'm going to have you come. And if, for those of you who don't know, Brittany is one of the facilitators for our online support group. There is, I think I've mentioned before, there's a flyer in all of your programs. They meet once a month on Wednesdays. It's one Wednesday of the month, the first Wednesday. And it's for patients and caregivers. And so in person is amazing, having her here. So I'm going to have her come on up.
Thanks, Lauren, and thank you for all of you for coming out, coming into this space, being vulnerable, sharing your stories, and just being open to meeting new people and gaining that support here. So this is our first year doing this, and we just like to be a little flexible, but also make sure, just because oftentimes some of this information can be triggering for people, we just like to make sure everyone's able to have that space to talk through anything that they'd still like to get out, discuss, before kind of heading back to your respective homes. So I guess I'll just leave the floor open right now. If there's something, it doesn't necessarily have to be anything bad. If you guys have something that you'd like to share to the group, speak out to the group, then you're more than welcome to take this time to do that. Yeah, it doesn't have to be, oh, I'm still sad or anything like that. It's just a space for you to take that moment to, if you didn't necessarily have time in the support groups that we broke out into, is there something, you'd like to share with, fellow patients here, then you're more than welcome to take that space to do that.
Just want to thank everybody for attending. This is not an easy thing to do. And those of you who have come by themselves, incredibly brave to do that. I've been to a number of these conferences. I've been to all but one Cure OM symposium. And my OM family just continues to grow. And I take so much strength from each and every one of you and your stories. And it's incredible to finally meet people face to face after being, Facebook friends and chatting in groups and whatnot over the years. And the support that everyone gives one another is just incredible. And I know it's a journey none of us would have chosen, but I am grateful for every single one of you.
Like how I like to do. I don't never like to be the person there, so I'll just come amongst you guys.
Ashley does such a good job of representing Auburn that I am a silent partner in this deal, but I was diagnosed in 2006, so those of you who are in the last year or two, certainly there's plenty of opportunity and hope out there. And until the last 2 years, I didn't know this existed, because when I had OM, I was treated at Will's, and it was so supportive, but I wasn't on Facebook and there wasn't social media. So this is my first time, and I hope to be back. But thank you for everyone who put this together, and lots of support.
Thanks, Courtney, and welcome.
Our journey started in October, and just this past October, and so we're very new to all this, but we didn't really know what to expect. We didn't really think a lot about it. Tony just said he wanted to go, and I said, okay, let's go. And I'm really overwhelmed with the support and the tenacity that I've seen in the people who are heading this up and in the patients. And it's just, I don't think even if we'd really thought through it and talked through it and said, well, what is it going to be like? We could never have imagined. And it's been very hard and wonderful all at the same time. So, and I feel like there really is a family, and I didn't get to meet and talk to all of you, but several of you I feel like I got to know a little bit, and that's been precious. So thank you for including us and being so warm and welcoming, and for being here. So thank you.
Well, I'm probably repeating the sentiments of what's been said already, but I was diagnosed in 2018, and I had never heard of ocular melanoma, ever. So I'm still kind of pinching myself. It's still kind of like a bad dream I'm going to wake up from. But this was a great conference, my first one, for us to come and get a lot of information, and also to meet people who were just names on the Ocular Melanoma Uveal Support Facebook page. So I feel like I've made some friends, and that we're going to stay in touch, and that's going to give me some more support, and hopefully them as well. And I think Sarah is amazing. I'm afraid she's already gone. No? Yay! I feel like she really has. Oh, well, I'll see her on my way out. But how amazing she is, right? I mean, I feel like she's responsible for so much of this, and this wasn't her field of specialty, but because of what her journey with her husband, she has devoted so much time in addition to her work as an internist, and just I'm so thankful that she has the courage and wants to continue to live this. And to all of you, just thank you so much, and we hope it'll be back in Raleigh so we can come back again. We're not going to travel across country, so bring it back to Raleigh, or at least close by us. Okay, thank you.
Anyone else? Great. Well, thank you so much for sharing today, guys. And like Lauren said too, so I mean, we're going to continue to videotape some of these. So even if you're not able to make it to the next conference because of distance, you know, they'll make sure that you have that access to that that information and support.
I just want to give a huge shout out to Brittany, and again in the TJU team, and also the folks that we pulled in yesterday. If you were in the breakout sessions, a couple of them, we were able to collaborate and partner with Duke and UNC and pull in their teams, and from that we pulled in their occupational therapist from their vision loss center, so for those of you who were in that session. And then we pulled in Ben Wiest. He is a therapist at Duke, and he was amazing as well. Lauren Lux was our young adult specialist who was here, and she is from University of North Carolina. And then we also had our she's a child life specialist, but she specializes in parents. and helps families talk and communicate with their kids. And she is also from Duke. So we had an amazing clinical team. That's what we do. We try to leave a week so that people know what resources are here locally. And then also if people are in the region, they know what's here too, in case something resonates or you realize that's who I can connect with and they can maybe connect me to someone else. So TJU came from, I keep saying TJU, Thomas Jefferson University. Social workers came all the way from Philly. And I just applaud all that you do, so thank you so much. So we are now, we're ending early. And I'm saying that because I know so many of you have to travel, and many of you drove here hours. Many of you flew here. I can't express, again, my gratitude to every single person in this room and how much you mean to me personally. I know that I didn't get to talk to everyone individually, but just know that, that I am here all the time. But for any resources, any connections, anything, any type of support, that is what I do. So please reach out at any time. I will be sending follow-up emails just to make sure that everyone has resources from this event. We will be sending out a survey as well via email, so you can let us know how everything went. Please be very honest. We love honesty. Not too honest, but you can be honest. And yeah, so as we wrap up, what I would love to do is everyone in the room, if we could get a group photo, if you want to. This is self-selected, like you select in, just like the focus groups. There's no pressure. But we were going to do it just kind of up in this area, just as a last hurrah and celebrating you. As I said, you are the reason we're here. It is your hope. It is your community. So thank you again so very much.